Walmart stores never fully sleep. Even at 2, 3 in the morning, someone's inside, stocking shelves, cleaning floors, watching cameras. Most nights, nothing happens. Most nights. But there are shifts that employees don't talk about, encounters that don't make it into incident reports, moments caught on security footage that get deleted by morning. Tonight, we're sharing 3 of them. Real stories, real locations, real people who worked the night shift, and real reasons why some of them never came back. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed true horror stories like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. Marcus had worked overnight stocking at the Walmart in Terre Haute, Indiana for 2 years. His shift started at 10 p.m., ended at 6 a.m. He liked it. No crowds, no questions, just him, his pallet jack, and whatever section needed restocking. August 14th, 2019 started like any other night. The store closed at 11. By 11:20, the last customer had left. Doors locked. Registers shut down, lights in the parking lot dimmed to half power. Marcus clocked in at the back warehouse and grabbed his scanner. Tonight's assignment? Aisle 9, canned goods and pasta. He wheeled his pallet to the sales floor. The store felt bigger at night, wider. The aisles stretched longer when no one else was in them. Marcus didn't mind. He put in his earbuds, started his podcast, and began breaking down boxes. That's when he noticed the cart. It was sitting at the far end of aisle 9. Just sitting there. Empty. Marcus frowned. Carts weren't supposed to be left on the floor overnight. That was cart crew's job. Round them all up before close, push them outside, or lock them in the vestibule. He walked down and grabbed it, rolled it toward the front. He passed the pharmacy, the electronics cage, the self-checkout lanes. Then he stopped. There was another cart, sitting in the middle of the main aisle, also empty. Marcus looked around. The store was silent, except for the hum of refrigerators and the distant buffer machine in lawn and garden. He grabbed the second cart, nested it into the first, and kept walking. When he turned the corner near the bakery, there was a third one. This time, it was positioned directly under a camera, facing him. Marcus felt something cold move through his chest. He looked up at the camera. The little red light blinked. Hello? No answer. Just the hum. Marcus pushed all 3 carts to the front and left them near the entrance. He walked back to aisle 9. His pallet was gone. Not moved. Gone. He stood there, breathing carefully, staring at the empty space where 200 pounds of canned tomatoes had been sitting 60 seconds ago. His radio crackled. Marcus, you there? It was Derek, the overnight manager. Marcus grabbed his radio. Yeah, I'm here. Did you move your pallet? No, someone moved it. There's no one else in grocery. Marcus didn't respond. Derek's voice came back, quieter. Check the security office. But that wasn't the part that scared him. Marcus walked to the back of the store. The security office was tucked behind customer service, a small room with 4 monitors and a desk covered in energy drinks. Derek was inside, sitting in front of the screens. He didn't look at Marcus when he walked in. He just pointed at the top left monitor. The feed showed aisle 9. Marcus's pallet was there, right where he'd left it. That's live, Derek said. Marcus looked at the timestamp, 11:54 p.m., current time. But I know. Derek switched to a different camera, aisle 7. There was a cart in the middle of it, empty. He switched again, aisle 12. Another cart. Derek leaned back. They're all over the store now. Marcus counted 6 on the screens, all positioned in the center of aisles, all facing the same direction, toward the back warehouse. Where's Janet? Marcus asked. Janet was the overnight cleaning lead. She'd been there longer than anyone. Derek's jaw tightened. She left. What do you mean she left? I mean, she saw something on the cameras 20 minutes ago, said, "I'm done," and walked out the fire exit. Marcus stared at the monitors. The carts didn't move. But every few seconds, when the camera feeds refreshed, there was one more. Derek finally looked at him. "I'm calling the district manager." And saying what? I don't know. Marcus looked at the monitor showing the back warehouse. There was a cart there now too, right in front of the door they'd have to use to leave. Derek stood up. "We're going out the front." They walked together through the store. Neither of them spoke. The carts were exactly where the cameras showed them. Silent, still, empty. When they reached the front doors, Derek unlocked them manually. They stepped outside into the parking lot. The air was warm. The lights buzzed overhead. Marcus turned around. Through the glass, he could see inside the store. Every single cart was now facing the front doors, lined up in perfect rows. 20, maybe 30 of them, all staring out. Marcus quit the next day. Derek transferred to a different location 2 weeks later. The district manager reviewed the footage, all of it, and according to the report filed with corporate, there was no anomaly. No carts, no movement, just 2 employees who left their posts without explanation. But Marcus still has the video he took on his phone that night. 30 seconds of footage, shot through the front door glass. You can see the carts, every single one. And if you look closely at the far back corner near the warehouse entrance, you can see someone standing behind them.
Brenda worked the service desk overnight at a Walmart in Pineville, Louisiana. Population 14,000. 1 main road, 2 gas stations, 1 Walmart. It was the only thing open past 9 p.m. Her shift was quiet, lonely sometimes, but she didn't mind. Most nights she processed returns that had been left in bins, reorganized reshop carts, and answered the occasional phone call. The store closed at midnight. After that, it was just her, 2 stalkers, and a manager who spent most of his time in the office. March 3rd, 2021. Brenda clocked in at 10. The store was almost empty, just a few stragglers buying motor oil and frozen dinners. By 12:15, the doors were locked. Brenda began sorting reshop. That's when the intercom turned on. It wasn't an announcement. It was breathing. Slow, wet, close to the microphone. Brenda stopped moving. The sound filled the entire store. Every aisle, every corner, just breathing. After 10 seconds, it cut off. Brenda grabbed her radio. "Luis, was that you?" Luis was the manager on duty. His voice came back immediately. "Was what me?" "The intercom." "I didn't touch it." Brenda looked toward the cash registers. The intercom system had 2 access points, one in the manager's office, one at Register 8. Both required a key. "Check the office," she said. "I'm in the office. No one's here." Brenda walked to Register 8. The intercom phone was on its hook, untouched. She stood there for a long moment, staring at it. Then the lights went out. Not all of them, just the front half of the store. Customer service, the registers, aisles 1 through 10. Emergency lighting kicked in, dim yellowish LEDs along the baseboards. Brenda's radio crackled. "Brenda, stay where you are." Luis's voice was tight. "What's going on?" "I don't know. Breaker didn't flip. I'm checking the panel." The intercom turned on again. This time it wasn't breathing. It was a voice. A child's voice. Singing. What happened next was never supposed to be found. The song was old. Frère Jacques. Slow and off-key. The child sang the first verse, then stopped mid-word. The intercom stayed on. Just static now. Brenda could hear her own heartbeat. "Luis?" she whispered into the radio. No response. "Luis!" Nothing. The lights in the back half of the store were still on. She could see them from where she stood. Bright white fluorescents over the pharmacy, the dairy section, the freezers. But between her and them was darkness. Brenda turned on her phone's flashlight. She started walking. The beam cut through the aisles. Shelves of toothpaste, shampoo bottles, cleaning supplies. Everything was still. She passed aisle 5, aisle 6. Then she heard footsteps. Small ones. Running. She spun around, light sweeping across the end caps. Nothing. The footsteps stopped. The intercom crackled. A different voice now. Older. Male. Calm. "She's in aisle 7. Brenda ran. She didn't think, didn't look back. She sprinted toward the lighted section of the store, her phone clutched in her hand. When she reached the pharmacy, Luis was standing there. He looked pale. "Did you hear it?" she gasped. He nodded. "Where's it coming from?" "I don't know." They stood together under the lights, staring into the darkened front end. The intercom turned on one more time. The child's voice again. But now it was singing a different song. One Brenda recognized. Her grandmother used to sing it to her. A lullaby. In Spanish. No one at this Walmart knew she spoke Spanish. No one knew her grandmother's name. But the child sang it perfectly. And then, in the same breath, whispered, "She's behind you." The lights came back on at 1:47 a.m. Luis checked every inch of the intercom system. No tampering, no malfunction, no record of any announcements. Brenda requested a transfer the following week. She now works at a day shift location in Baton Rouge. She doesn't talk about that night. But 6 months later, another overnight employee at the same Pineville Walmart reported hearing a child singing over the intercom. The manager on duty pulled the footage. There was no one near the intercom phones. But in the far corner of the frame, near the garden center entrance, you could see a shadow. Small, child-sized, standing perfectly still.
October 12th, 2022. Walmart Supercenter, Sedalia, Missouri. 4 employees were closing the store. Standard crew, 2 sockers, 1 custodian, 1 assistant manager. The last customer left at 11:04 p.m. Doors locked at 11:10. The assistant manager, Kevin, did a walkthrough. Standard protocol. Check the bathrooms, check the garden center, check the back warehouse. Make sure no one was hiding inside. He radioed back at 11:30. Store's clear. The crew split up. Stalkers took the grocery side. Custodian handled the spill in aisle 3. Kevin returned to the cash office to count registers. Everything was routine, until the doors unlocked. It was 12:02 a.m. when Kevin heard it. The electronic chime, the one that played whenever the front doors opened. He looked up from the cash drawer. That wasn't possible. The doors were on a timer. They didn't unlock until 5 a.m. He grabbed his radio. Who just went outside? Silence. Guys, did someone open the front doors? One of the stalkers, Amanda, responded. No, I'm in the back. Same, said the other stalker, Jaden. Kevin walked to the front. The doors were closed, but the security panels showed they'd been unlocked 18 seconds ago. He checked the vestibule. Empty. He looked out into the parking lot. A single car sat under the lights. His car. No one else's. Kevin locked the doors manually and walked back inside. That's when he heard the second chime. The back entrance. Kevin ran to the warehouse. The steel fire door was propped open. A cinder block held it in place. No one used that door overnight. It was alarmed. Kevin stared at the cinder block. It was covered in dust, like it had been sitting in the same spot for years. His radio crackled. Kevin, someone's in the store. Amanda's voice, shaking. What do you mean? I just saw someone walk past the freezer aisle. Where are you? Dairy.
"Stay there, I'm coming." But that wasn't the worst part. Because when Kevin checked the time-stamped log later that night, the doors had never been opened at all. Kevin found Amanda standing at the end of the dairy aisle. She was staring toward the back corner. "There," she whispered. Kevin looked. At first, he didn't see anything, just shelves, milk crates, shadows. Then the figure stepped into the light. It was a man, tall, wearing a dark jacket and jeans. His face was turned away. Kevin raised his voice. "Sir, the store is closed." The man didn't respond, didn't move. "Sir, you need to leave, now." Still nothing. Kevin started walking towards him. Amanda grabbed his arm. "Don't. He's just a customer who hid out. It happens." "Kevin, look at him." Kevin stopped. The man was standing in front of the milk coolers, but his reflection wasn't in the glass. Kevin felt his breath catch. He took a step back. The man turned his head, not toward them, toward the security camera in the corner, and smiled. Kevin grabbed Amanda and pulled her back towards the front. "Get Jaden, get everyone, we're leaving." They found Jaden in aisle 12. The custodian, Paul, was near the pharmacy. Kevin didn't explain. He just said, "We're going, now." They headed for the front entrance. Kevin unlocked the doors with his manager key. The four of them stepped outside into the cold October air. Kevin locked the doors behind them. They stood in the parking lot, breathing hard. "What the hell was that?" Jaden asked. Kevin didn't answer. He pulled out his phone and called the district manager. While he waited for an answer, Amanda pointed at the store. "Kevin." He looked up. Inside, through the glass doors, every single light in the store turned off at once, except one. The light in the dairy aisle. And standing beneath it, facing the doors, was the man. Police arrived 16 minutes later. They searched the entire store. No one was inside. No signs of forced entry, no tampering with locks. The security footage was reviewed. It showed the four employees walking through the store, working, talking, moving, but it never showed a fifth person. Kevin never worked an overnight shift again. None of them did. The Sedalia Walmart still operates, but if you ask the current overnight crew, they'll tell you the same thing. Sometimes the doors unlock on their own, and sometimes the dairy aisle light stays on, even when no one's there.
3 stores, 3 nights, 3 things that shouldn't have happened. Walmart is designed to feel safe, bright, wide, open, a place where you can buy groceries at 2 in the morning if you need to. But buildings don't care what they're designed for, and the people who work there, late, alone, in the spaces between closing and dawn, know something most of us don't. Some places change when the lights go out, not because of what's inside them, but because of what watches them. The employees in these stories all left. Marcus, Brenda, Kevin. They found other jobs, other shifts, other stores. But they still won't shop at Walmart after dark. And if you ask them why, they'll give you the same answer. You wouldn't understand unless you'd been there. Maybe they're right. Or maybe the next time you're walking down an empty aisle at 11 p.m., you'll hear something behind you, and you'll understand perfectly.